Peace. This is a meat and potato sorcery production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is gatekeepers of this realm. When I hear the term gatekeepers, there's levels to everything, even being a gatekeeper. And I think that term is really overly used and exaggerated. And when I say it's different levels, depending on what you believe in, and and if you are putting in the work, that upon your transition, then you will be evaluated and judged based on that. But I want to take this a step further because there's a book reference I have for you, but I want to do a reading from this book. And this is a revised and expanded edition of this great work. And I want to read from this page, and I'm going to say the page right here. So, starting, let's see. This is page 279. It's called The Witch's Afterlife. As witches trained in the magical arts, we know that we can essentially travel beyond these self-created illusions. So we understand that the universe itself is made up of pure energy, that every particle of the cosmos is a reflection and refraction of every other. And so in understanding that, we too are beings of light. Witches know that we can interact with all that exists for all that the light exists. However, we are also somewhat bound by our physical reality and established perceptions that keep us from looking beyond the facade. Humans are not trained to recognize pure energy, and so we decorate it with symbols and imagery that we can relate to, much like the character in movies. So that's very important because you have to understand something. Even the Hindus knew that part of the human body was really served as a trapping mechanism. So you have to really look at that. And I don't think that a lot of people do. And this book does state that because of witches, or as I said, occult DNA, you do have a choice in reincarnation, contrary to what people may think. But because of the programming, where do you go? You're either going to go in the Hinduist and Buddhist persuasion of, okay, I'm going to reincarnate, or you're going to deal with karma and that. Now, this is on page 285. And listen up, especially trogs or people that's new to the craft. Witches are psychopomps. Okay, let me stop for a minute. What is a psychopomp? A psychopomp is any creature, spirit, angel, demon, or deity that helps guide humans over to their next destination. So what was I saying about witch blood again? It's right in this book. So it says this: we learn to traverse the worlds of the dead in life, and so our transition into death comes with greater clarity than that of the masses. Witches have long helped usher the dying into the next world with spells, rites, and most importantly, emotional and spiritual comfort. It makes sense, therefore, that most of us who do the work of the psychopomp are more empowered at the final step through the gates of death, because we have already prepared ourselves spiritually, psychologically, and magically to make that final journey. All right, that was 285. That was the page. And it's very important that you know you do have a choice. And this is why I said the Abrahamic religions is poison. Now, if you want to stay that, guess what's going to happen? Like I said, you're going to get judged and evaluated according on not so much what you believed or it's no book out there better than the Bible. It ain't about what Reverend Pork Chop taught you. The book is enough, but just like you can have an armchair occultist, you can have a fake or armchair Christian, Muslim, someone that studies Judaism. You can have that. So what I'm saying is that, is there a difference between witches or sorcerers and ordinary human beings? Yes, and that's what other magazines have tried to say that as well. Even the movie, The Last Witch Hunter, said that this person was a traitor to their own race. Or you can watch on Netflix Sandman. You can watch that. Or if you're into anime, watch Demon Slayer. Like I said, it's levels to this. Now, this is the book right here, and any necromancer or sorcerer should get this, and it's the 10th anniversary revised and expanded edition, forward by Laurie Cabot. This is the Witch's Book of the Dead right here by Christian Day. Again, get the expanded version, because the chapter that I read from, The Witch's Afterlife, that's a new chapter. So it's not going to be in the first edition. So again, there's levels to this. You the psychopomp. I'm the psychopomp. Okay, we got a role to play. Always have, always will. And now you know the definition of what a psychopomp is. So in doing the work, yes, you will get critiqued for it, but why do you think you go to the Kalipar or the 50 Gates or Marduk? Those are just different masks or aspects of Marduk. All right? Or if you're going through the tree, and that deals with the emotional, the mental, and the physical and sexual when you're dealing with the tree of life, if you know what you're doing. So again, for all the gatekeepers, salute. And as I always say, you know, this is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.